Welcome to 30AF. Saying goodbye is really tough, and Boris and I finally said goodbye to our first home, and our first home had so many memories. We started dating there, we started cooking there for the first time together, we went through quarantine, we went through COVID, we went on big holidays, small holidays, we adopted our dog Kira, we got engaged there, we got married there. So a lot of memories happened at our first home. But moving was inevitable because the space was getting a lot smaller for us, and we wanted to obviously start a family, and we wanted more space for Kira, so we moved to a bigger house. Before we talk about the new house, I think it's important to kind of commemorate all the good things, all the special things that happened at the old house.
Yes.
And one of the things that Melody and I talked about is we actually started 30AF from that house.
Yes. One of the main brainstorming sessions started there. We were opposite each other at your dining table. We had our notes out. We're like, okay, what about this?
We had
we
had so many ideas going across
so
that
many
table.
ideas, and then I remember our notes page was so long.
Yeah.
And then we kind of from that we
Yeah.
kind of decided, hey, let's just take it seriously and let's film and let's figure this out together.
Yeah, and one of our first reels were from there. Our first photo shoot was from there, where we did it ourselves.
Yeah. And then we filmed downstairs. So like the surroundings. This is a completely new surrounding.
Actually, this is a new setup altogether. New camera, same mic, but new setup.
Yes.
And that place really brings back so many memories. I mean, COVID is the biggest one of all. Like being quarantined there, and doing COVID there, spending so much time there, and just saying goodbye. And saying goodbye is tough, but it's, I guess, inevitable.
It's inevitable. It's necessary. It's kind of like a capsule of your 20s and you know all the things that you've done in your 20s, from dating to getting engaged to getting married, adopting a dog. It's kind of like, you know, it's like a projector it projects all of those memories every time when you walk in. And I remember
every time you walk past, you always remember it.
You're like, oh my god. And I remember I texted Shamini when she was moving. I was like, how are you feeling, you know, how is everything going? And she's like, I'm so sad, I don't want to leave this place.
The community was so amazing there. The people in the lobby, the guards that we spoke to every single day, the neighbors, the dogs in the area. It's such an amazing community, and the coffee shops that are downstairs, the restaurants, how easy it is to go to the peak and go for a hike. Kira loved it there. It was her first home. She was pretty much abused for most of her life, and this was her first home. And I still remember the first 2 months of her going to her first home. She was super scared, and she took some time to acclimatize. But once she did, she really owned the place. Like she really took every corner and like made it her own, having the most amazing time and really taking that place as her home because she's never had one. So she's actually taken it the hardest. We moved her to the new house. She hasn't been eating. She hasn't really loved her walks. And she's just staring out the window. I think she's thinking that she's on vacation, and we're going to take her back soon. So.
It's especially hard because for them it's kind of like is equivalent to kind of moving to a new city. Right? Because they know what they know.
World.
That's their world. They have their friends there. They have to meet new people, whereas we're still in Hong Kong. It's just another area.
I hope you're going to be okay, Kira, if you're listening to this.
She will be.
Okay, so let's talk about the move. So a lot of people have been asking me, like, what was the process? How long did it take? So for me, it took around 4 to 5 months. Started looking at Pinterest boards, kind of like a wedding. We started pinning the type of...
That's the next stage in life.
Exactly. After getting married, you're kind of, as a couple, you're kind of looking at your next forever home.
Next project.
Exactly, next project. So we started pinning the right sort of vibes that we wanted, the textures, the colors, the type of kitchen that we wanted, the dining room, the dining table, all of these little things. We started pinning it to a Pinterest board.
Was it easy to align with what you guys both wanted, or did you guys both have a different vision?
At first it seemed like we were in line. And then we started pinning so many random themes together. And I think it's easy to get overwhelmed on Pinterest. There's so many different vibes from a like interior perspective. So there's like country rustic vibes, there's modern contemporary, there's Japandi, there's Finnish, there's Swedish, there's farmhouse, there's like more Chinese,
like
vibes,
Hamptons,
more,
there's
like beachy vibes.
Oriental.
Oriental.
So what is the vibe now?
It's more modern contemporary, which we thought would last.
Yes.
Because if it's going to be a 10-year house for us, we want it to be something that we won't be bored of seeing. We wanted to we want it to be sustainable. We wanted it to be something that would last 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
And we went for a lighter color this time. Our old place was more dark. We had like darker wood. This time we went with a lighter wood and marble and more textures in the whites.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we first went with Pinterest, and then after Pinterest we started looking at contractors. And one of the things that I realized from this whole process was you're definitely going to experience delays. Like how at a wedding nothing is ever going to go to plan, so you got to accept that. So you're always going to experience delays. You're always going to have contractors that are not doing things on time. And then I think the key thing is to not overspend, so know your budget. Panic buying, that's also another thing.
Right.
I think it was very easy to be like, oh my god, I don't, there's so many options, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go with the first one. So like panic buying and being like, okay,
like don't make decisions when you're unsure.
Exactly. Because there's always timelines with things. Like making something takes, I don't know, 2 months from the contractor, or ordering something takes some time. So you start panicking and be like, okay, if I don't order this tile now, I won't get it within the timeline.
So you guys didn't work with a designer. It was just you straight
us.
To contractor.
Yeah. Okay. So normally your contractor would work with a designer, but for our particular contractor, they weren't super strong in designing. They gave us suggestions, but we ended up doing it on our own. It's up to you how you want to do it. But I definitely think that if you don't have a strong idea in mind, definitely get an interior designer with your contractor. But if you're very strong, you know exactly what you want, you pretty much can do it yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So from this whole journey, I have a few tips to share with everyone. So the first one that I wanted to share is make sure you have a budget. It's very easy to overspend because you like everything. Or contractor might suggest you, oh, this couch is beautiful, or
this material is better.
Yeah, or this appliance is going to be perfect. Or this kitchen tap does 3 things, like hot water, cold water. It's great.
And what is it? Bubble.
Filtered water. Oh no, sparkling water. Actually, there's a tap that does that.
Yes.
That's 3 in 1. But like, do you really need it?
Yeah.
So you start.
So she got it.
Yeah, it's not having to prioritize what you really need.
Do they help you with budgeting? I think that's a main one.
Yeah.
Because how are you gonna know what to how much everything is and what you're gonna spend?
They give you the budget, but you will need to figure out what to choose. As in, they will give you how much everything costs. They will give you suggestions, but obviously you need to do your own research as well. We went to a showroom, for a kitchen showroom, and the guy was like, "These are all the coolest gadgets in kitchen in 2024." We're like, we really don't need the coolest. Appliance. We don't really cook anyway. So yes. Make sure you have a clear budget. You need to really manage your renovation. Keep close eyes on your contractors and the builders, and also closely check on the finishing and make sure that they're rounding out the edges. That they know if things are scratched or things have broken. Make sure that they know this and they will fix it. And make sure you have a priority list. Like, is the kitchen your priority? You're gonna spend $25,000 on a kitchen hood, like the kitchen vents, or are you okay with spending $7,000 a Siemens kitchen hood instead of a Miele kitchen hood? Like, you start making those give and take.
I guess that really depends on the lifestyle of the couple. Right? You really need to know what the space is for. Let's say, like, for me, kitchen is so important. I want a beautiful kitchen.
You would deck out.
I would deck out on the kitchen. But for someone that is more, let's say, they work from home a lot, they would spend more on the study. And then making sure the study room is like super to their liking.
Like a wedding again. Prioritizing the things that the couple cares about. Number 2, I think, is choosing a trusted contractor. So we were actually recommended this contractor by a friend who has also recommended this contractor to 5 other of our friends.
Oh, okay.
So he's done pretty much all of our houses. In a way, you definitely have to pay a premium to have a trusted contractor.
For sure. How do you know if they're good or not?
I think for us, it was looking at examples of the things they've done. So we actually were able to go up to our friend's house, take a look at the final product, take a look at the finishing, and then we got verbatim saying that they followed up really closely with everything. Some contract or some design studios are better at designing, but not as great as the contract,
like executing,
the executing bit. So the best thing to do is be recommended by someone.
Okay. Word of mouth.
Word of mouth. And number 4, I think it's important to accentuate the positive things about the house. Maybe you have high ceilings. Maybe you have a lot of light coming in. Maybe you have amazing view from the kitchen. So for us, we have great lighting. So a lot of great lighting, and it'll be a shame to cover it up with curtains. So what we did was, for the living room, we decided to opt out of the blackout curtains, and we just used a sheer curtain to just let the light come in naturally. So that was one of the things. And we also have tall ceilings. We also have high ceilings. So I thought, with the high ceiling, it would be a shame to have like a really dangly light piece. So we went with rails instead. So we went with those L-shaped rails with downlights. So it really opens up the space as well, and doesn't kind of make it smaller when it's so great. Like it's a positive to have such high ceilings. So those were
rare.
Yeah, it's rare. And then another point is electrical outlets.
Oh, okay.
Something that you never
Something
really
very
think about.
practical,
Something really practical. You have to make a decision early, because once the house is all painted and everything, you can't change electrical outlets, right?
Okay.
So think about your lifestyle. Do you charge things in a certain place? Are you going to put a fan there? Are you going to dry your hair there? Do you need a hairdryer there?
Did you guys move any outlets or add any? We
created more.
We
added more outlets in different places, because I don't know if you guys realize about yourself, you're using like the power boards, right?
Yeah.
You've got like a massive power board because you don't have enough outlets, electrical outlets. So we wanted to make sure that we limited the amount of power boards we were using by creating more electrical outlets to minimize the space and make it cleaner.
I love that.
Another thing we thought about were the cords, how to make those cords invisible or how to hide it. So cutting holes behind our bookshelf and letting the cords go down instead of showing up on the surface. Those are the things that irks us. I guess every couple's different. And then...
Oh, you're gonna hate it. If you go to my room, you're gonna...
there's a little cords everywhere.
Two big, what is it?
Power boards.
2 big power boards and then a million sockets. Plugged in, and some not even plugged.
The next house you guys are gonna get, you guys will make sure you have a lot of electrical outlets.
For sure.
Because of this podcast. The last tip I have is make the home yours, using ornaments, rugs, painting.
Add personality to the home, right? Because sometimes you see a very nicely designed home, but it kind of feels empty. Yeah, so like pictures, you know, things that you guys collect, you know, little things like that. Things that add
character to your home. So it's very easy to just have a blank canvas and like kind of base it off Pinterest. What's important is to make it yours and add some bit of personality in there.
Tell us about buying furniture in China. Actually, my friend also is moving, and then she also went.
But
I have not heard back. I have not heard back from her yet, so please tell me.
It's such a fun experience.
Okay.
We've been going to South Horizon, going to OVO entry for a very long time. But we always wondered, like, what would it be like to go to the source? So go straight to the source and buy it from China. Pretty much everything is made in China, right? So I spoke to my cousin, and we have family. So my family is from Zhongshan, Zhongshan, Fasan area. So what I realized from chatting to him is that Fasan, which is next to Zhongshan, is the furniture capital of China, and I had no idea because Zhongshan is like electrical appliance of China, right? I had no idea Fasan was for home appliances or like furniture. So I asked him for some recommendations, and the good thing that he was renovating as well, and then he told me to go to this specific place called Louvre Shopping Mall. So before I went there, I actually visited Shenzhen first to check out the furniture mall there. I forgot the name, but it was very expensive. Same prices as Hong Kong.
Really?
Yeah. We were like, no, there has to be more value for money somewhere in China. So we went to Fasan. the weekend afterwards, and you take a bullet train to Guangzhou South, I think, and then you take a DD to that particular area in Fasan, and it's called Louvre Shopping Mall. It's a massive shopping mall. There's like more than 100 shops in there. That's just one mall. That entire street is filled with 10 other furniture malls, which has 150 more shops inside. So for us, we went to Louvre. It's highly recommended on Xiaohongshu, and we went inside, and and then Boris and I were like, let's get a coffee first. We need to strategize. There's no way we can spend half a day here and go to 150 shops, right? So we went to Starbucks. We realized there's a Sofitel here. Realized that there's a lot of people that stay in that Sofitel because they like spend 2 days there to slowly look at furniture. And then we're like, okay, we need to figure out where the contemporary aisle is, because every floor is split by vibes. Or split by theme. Okay. So there's like modern contemporary, there's oriental. We found the modern contemporary floor, and then found the shop that we liked, and then we just put all our effort in speaking to that shop, which had 50 other shops. Oh my god. So that shop called Life Master had like 50 other stores inside that mall.
I'm having a headache just
because they had also different themes under the brand Life Master.
Did you guys manage to buy anything?
We did. We bought our couch, our dining table, and dining table chairs.
Perfect.
Whatever price they give you, slash it by 80% is the tip I'm gonna give you.
Whatever so you had to negotiate?
We had to negotiate really hard. So yeah, it's important that you negotiate.
So how do you know? How do you? So someone told you that is definitely not the price, and they will cut it. Yeah. They can go down to 80%.
They can go down. I think you should aim for 80% down. Slash it by 80, and just if you can get more, get more.
So is it expensive to start? Is the price expensive?
They will on the price tag. They will put this extravagant price, but that's not the price that they're aiming for.
That's insane.
They're probably aiming for like 50 to 60% of it, but to get a good deal, I would say try to slash it by 80.
Was it difficult to negotiate?
I think if I was a local mainland Chinese person, I think I'll get a better rate. Yeah. But I think I got a pretty good rate to start with. Yeah. The good thing about Fasan is that they speak Cantonese as well. So for us, we started with Mandarin, and then we're like, you know what, we need a better deal. And then we found a Cantonese speaking lady. We're like, we're working with you instead. Yeah. And then we really cut down the price.
That's good. And then free delivery to Hong Kong?
Or? No. So you need to group up your
orders, and then someone will ship it to you.
Exactly. So once the furniture was ready, we would send it to a transit driver or like a transit company that would ship it to Hong Kong. And they would zap one and then take it to Hong Kong. We would then pay that price. Very affordable. We had so many things. We had like a massive couch, a dining table that was made out of marble. Well, not marble, but marble with wood, and then 6 chairs. The whole thing to zap one was like $3,000.
Oh, that's really good.
So affordable. Yeah. So yeah, highly recommend you to take a look at China, to go to Fasan when you're looking for furniture, because I think that it's really where you're going to get the great deals.
So are you able to customize? So you customize everything?
You can customize everything. Okay. So you have the option. We actually customize our couch. We customized our dining table, like the bottom of the dining table, like the stand. You can really customize anything. So yeah. I mean, I also have another seafood that I have on WeChat. And you send him kind of your idea what you want. He will come down to Hong Kong, measure everything for you, and then just make it. He'll make it in China and deliver it over, and then there's a seafood to come and set it up for you. So you can really do anything, and that's the great thing about living in Hong Kong. So yeah, those are my tips for renovating in Hong Kong, and also an update on moving to a new home and saying goodbye to our old home. And yeah, feel free to message me on Instagram, and I can share a little bit more about all these contractors that I've been using. Yes. I'm happy to be able to share like my journey of, obviously getting married and now moving to a new home, and also renovating with you guys. It's like I've taken you guys on this journey, and you guys have been part of kind of every step of the way. So
you have been part of our journey.
Part of both our journeys.
Yes.
So I'm super excited.
And that's why this podcast is called 30 AF, right? We're moving from our 20s to our 30s, from dating to getting married to now planning for a family.
Yeah. It's been a lot of up and downs, right?
Yes. So thanks for following along.
Following us.
We will talk to you soon.
And hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yes. Bye.
Bye.
See you.